This is my first vlog I've ever done, and so hopefully you stick around. This is gonna be covering the prep and me out on the trail, me at the turn, and hopefully me at the finish of the 100 miles for the Lake Murray Endurance Run. And so I wanted to create this video because I want to let you guys know maybe you're getting into the ultra scene, maybe you're a little overwhelmed by it, but hey, I started running in January 7th, was my first mile, and I ran 1.9 miles or something like that. And what's awesome is here we are in October, end of October, and I'm gonna hit my 1,000-mile goal for the year at the Lake Murray Endurance Run. So I have about 60 miles left until I hit 1,000 miles. And so what I wanted to show you in this vlog is that it's easier than you think to get started in the ultra running scene. And so I ran just kind of a little background, I ran the Memorial Marathon. That was my first big goal. I ran the Memorial Marathon this year here in Oklahoma City. And then I completed my first ultra marathon in September, and it was the Do-Wacka-Do here in Oklahoma, and it was a 50-miler. And I got second place, which was crazy. But it was super hot that day, and I just kept going and ended up getting second place. Learned some things from that ultra that I'm applying to this ultra here that'll finish out the season for me. And then I've got some big plans for 2024 that I want you guys to follow along with. But I wanted to take you through kind of the prep. I heard somebody say that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And what I learned at my last ultra was planning was like a big part of it. Everybody was talking about, wow, you're really organized. Wow, you're really planned out. And I didn't have to think about it. I just had it all ready to go. And I was just kind of in machine mode because, man, by the time you get to 20 or 30 miles, the last thing you want to do is thinking about, you know, how much have I drank? Did I drink enough? Have I taken my salt pills? How many salt pills do I take? So the best thing to do is to figure all that out beforehand. And so I want to take you through my gear, and then the next part of this video will be us leaving and getting ready to go to the race. And so let me take you through the gear. The best thing I did was get this big box. And so this will go to the start finish line with us, and it'll have everything in it. So let me take you through it. And then you'll be able to kind of see, and I'll explain some stuff along the way. This race says that you can have drop bags. And so I won this drop bag at the Do-Wacka-Do. It's a really nice Oakley bag. And so I don't know if I'm gonna do a drop bag, you know, now that I talk about planning everything. I don't think I will, but in the event that someone talks me into it, I'll pack a drop bag. Here's the thing I've got 2 pairs of shoes. This is everything I'm taking. 2 pairs of shoes. I've been running the Hoka Challenger 7s. I've got about 300 miles on these, and I love these shoes. I do have inserts in them. Man, that's worth the money. I know it's expensive, but hey, you don't want tore up feet, especially if you have to go to work. I'm taking an extra pair of shoes. These are my old Bondi 8s that have a gazillion miles on them, but it's been raining and it's gonna be wet. And the last thing I wanna do is run in wet shoes. And so I've got 2 pairs of shoes. Obviously, I'll swap the insoles out. And so let me take you through the rest of my gear here. I have a med kit, and it has things like BioFreeze, ibuprofen, Tylenol. A big thing you might not think about is I take this Alpha Brain, and it really helps you like mentally stay focused, stay in that flow state. I've got blister tape, I've got Band-Aids, I've got Body Glide, KT tape. Another thing in these longer ultras that I learned from last time is your phone may die. And if you don't have one of the big $1,000 watches, I have the Venue 2, the Garmin Venue 2, and my battery was getting low. And so I may need to charge it because I'm gonna run for, you know, hopefully 24 hours. And so having an extra battery with you and a cord for that's a good thing. Some other things I took, I have 3 different, this is a big thing that you don't think about, but redundancy. If you have one headlamp and you drop it in the water and it's, you know, whatever, or you have one and it just doesn't work that day, I have 3 headlamps in here. I don't use the rechargeable ones. I have one in here, but I use the ones with battery because I can put those in my running pack and take those with me. And I also have my headphones. I don't use those until very late in the race. The next thing is water bottles. I've learned some things on water bottles that I wanted to share with you guys. I cheaped out on the first set of soft water bottles, and they're terrible. I don't use them for anything. The tips are hard to get liquid out of. So I run exclusively with the Solomon soft water bottles. Here's why. They're just better. They cost a little more and they're just better. Here's a little tip on those. They sell a wide mouth one and a skinny mouth one. And the wide mouth ones are good for what I'll show you in just a minute. But if you're using any kind of powders, any kind of things, electrolytes in your water, which you should be, the wide mouth bottles are the best. Okay, so let me take you through my nutrition. So I have everything per the lap. So every loop or every lap, I have a bag for it. 1, 2, and 3. So this is what I'll take off with. Here's what I have in here. I have the Tailwinds singles. Here's the reason I like those. If you buy it by the big bag and it gets wet, it gets really clumpy. And so the singles are easier to dump into water bottles. You don't have to do the scoop thing, so that's easier. Maybe that's a little tip for you. I use the Humagels, and they have the double electrolytes. I haven't found a gel that tastes good. They all taste like crap. But I take one of these on the hour every hour. So I have my hydration, my gels, I have salt pills. When I'm running, I like whole foods. So I like bananas and watermelon and stuff like that. Nothing that's really strong tasting. And so I'm gonna try these Luna bars. And I have the Luna bars and the RX bars in each one. And I look at the protein on those because I'm getting carbohydrates from my electrolyte mix. I'm getting carbohydrates from my gel. And so I really need protein. So that's lap 1. Lap 2 is a change of socks. Lap 2 is a change of socks. Like I said, it's been wet and rainy, so I'm gonna plan to change my socks every time. Now I may not need to, but I'm gonna plan to change them because the last thing you wanna do is run in wet shoes or wet socks. That causes you to have blisters, which causes you to D.N.F, and that's the last thing you wanna think about. There's a million things that can happen on an ultra. So if you do your best to try to think about them beforehand, when a problem comes, you can just troubleshoot it and move on. And then on my last loop, I have a Red Bull in here. Never ran on Red Bull before, but I figure by the time I get to midnight, I'm gonna need something. Once again, change of socks. I also have some extra gels and bars here, just in case. My wife and daughters are gonna crew me this time, so they'll be there to change the socks and to do all the things. I always carry something to wipe my face off. I don't like sweat on my face, it's a weird thing. Sunglasses, I know there's a lot of running sunglasses out there, but Oakley sunglasses for me is just the best. I've got some extra Red Bulls in here. I probably won't use them, but I may. Once again, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That Red Bull may not be the fuel you need to get you that last loop, but it may be the mental fuel that helps you turn out of that bad place and get back into a place where you're moving again. Obviously, Coca-Cola is big. You know, I honestly, I know it has something to do with your sugar, but I just see all of the guys that run ultras, like they drink a Coke when they get tired, and so that's why I started doing that. I've got a thermos. I bought some bone broth this time, and so I'm gonna try some bone broth on the turn after my first loop. Here's the next thing I wanted to tell you guys. This is a really good tip. These are singles, and it's raw, 100% raw and unfiltered honey. I run best off of honey and bananas. And I don't know why, but I love honey and bananas. And I'm telling you, it makes a difference. And this is easier than trying to carry this around. This is sticky, this is nasty, it gets gross. But these are singles, and you can just put them in. I have them inside of my lap bags, so for my bananas. And so this is a good tip. You can get these at Walmart. They're awesome. You don't have to have sticky honey. I also have all of my clothes planned out. So when I get up in the morning and I'm ready to go and I'm nervous because I didn't sleep good because of the race, I've got everything I need to wear on my first lap right here. I got a long sleeve shirt because it's gonna be colder. I've got socks, I've got a towel, I've got everything I need in here. I'm also taking extra shorts, 2 pairs of extra shorts, 3 different shirts. You just be surprised when you get into an ultra marathon and your mind starts getting a little negative, how a new shirt, a new pair of shorts, new socks, just something simple that'll help you break out of that. Plus, it's super cold, and at midnight, when I start my 3rd loop, it's supposed to be like in the 30s. And so I brought gloves to wear, just little thin hunting gloves to wear. Man, your hands get hard to use, and if you're trying to do gels and you're trying to do this as you're moving, it's hard to do. I brought a buff. Once again, if you don't plan, you plan to fail, right? Fail to plan. And I've got some long sleeve shirts, some leggings, and some pants in here. And so that's in my loadout kit for this ultra marathon. And I hope you guys stick around for the rest of the video because I'm excited to share it with you. And I'm excited to attempt my first 100-mile race. Well, here we are this morning. I'm about to leave for the race. Don't feel good, and so I gotta come get an IV. Well, here we are. We are loaded up. We've got all of our gear loaded and our stuff that we need for the campground loaded. At this race, I'm actually able to take, we're able to take our RV. So that makes it a little nicer. Don't have to have a hotel or anything like that. I think it was a small fee for just the RV spot, but we got half the kids pawned off, and we have the girls and Brianna that are gonna help me and crew me on the race. We have had a little bit of an update. I have a little bit of a cough that I woke up with this morning, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then the weather has turned, it's about 35 degrees colder today than it was yesterday. So it looks like it's gonna be a great race. So y'all stick with us, and the next time you see us, we'll be getting our bibs and registering. Here we are. We made it. Our camper is set up. Got it all, getting it all unpacked. I got my bib number right here. I'm 112. And so I was hoping to run the 100 miles, but you have to pick one or the other. And so I'm gonna finish the year out at 10 more miles farther than my last 50-mile race. So 60 miles total. I had to pick either the 60 or the 100. I couldn't keep going, which I thought I could do. But either way, I'm excited. And it's really nice outside. It's really beautiful here. Everybody's kind of getting here and getting set up. So we'll see you in the morning at the starting line. Well, here we are. It's raining a little bit, and it is 5:52, so we got 8 minutes until the start. Last night was interesting. I ran a fever all night and puked, and I was not even sure I was going to be able to run. My wife is mad at me because I'm running, but I feel great this morning. I guess I sweated it all out, and so it's currently raining. So we'll see. I'll catch you guys at the start.
5.5 feet will be the muddiest part, but it's just rollers. Just rollers. Okay. If it ain't raining, we ain't training. Yeah, buddy. Y'all wish me luck today. Five-mile update. It's still raining pretty hard. Just making it pretty muddy. But I feel good. At least it's not 128 degrees. That makes it nice. And so here we go. 5-mile update.
These are the conditions that Mark is running in right now. Actually, the rain has let up a little bit, but it's been coming down since the start of the race. Pretty heavy. I'm sure the trails are super muddy and his feet are super wet, and he already called me and let me know that he needed a change of clothes as soon as he got back. He will probably tell you more, but a guy on the trail gave him a poncho. He did not have a poncho with him. So Hopefully he's starting to warm up now.
Okay, mile 10 update. For some reason, I didn't bring a waterproof liner, which wouldn't be bad, except for the fact that it's so cold. So luckily for me, remember what I told you about making plans for everything? That is one plan I did not make, which seems so stupid right now. But anyway, a guy was so gracious to give me this poncho, which is great because I was getting awful cold. I was getting a little nervous. I was getting so cold. And so, man, this really turned me around. I feel good. 10 miles in. Let me show you guys. So it's pretty wet, but you know, spirits are high, feel good. Yeah. See you guys at 15 miles. All right, guys, here we are, the halfway, 15-mile point at the aid station. Got a little PB&J on my mouth, feeling good. My head is starting to hurt a little bit, but other than that, feel great, warming up. Yeah, so this is a 15-mile update. It's wet and muddy, but we're gonna make it. About 19 miles in, and for the last 2 miles I was in a bad place. The mud is just like this, so it's impossible to run, and you just slip with every step. And you know, I was super sick last night. And I was telling myself, I got every reason in the world to stop at 30 miles. I'd about talked myself into stopping at 30, halfway. And for about 3 miles, I struggled pretty hard. Just mad. And just like everything in life, it turns around. Boom, hit an aid station. Got a little laugh. People energized me along the way. Then I fell, and that was funny. Got all nasty. But I'm back to moving pretty good again. And so, mile 19 update. Well, I guess I'll give you a little 20-mile update. Feeling good. Yeah, I'm ready to get into the turn and get some dry clothes on. Yes, feeling good though. Legs feel good. Mind is good. Constant forward movement. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty simple. Don't stop moving. Endeavor to persevere. There's freaking no way.
Well, everybody, I guess I realized why I had to quit. Because I came to the urgent care and I have 103 fever and I tested positive for flu A. So I ran 30 miles with flu A. Man, what a video for my first ever ultra. That last scene you saw me there at urgent care, I had just got 103 fever and they had diagnosed me with flu A. And my wife and I both spent about the next 5 days in bed about to die, we felt like. But I did learn a couple of things. You learned some things through your first YouTube video, your first D.N.F. This was my first D.N.F. This is the first time I didn't make it. I got home and River, my son, my 6-year-old, he said, "Dad, but how come you quit?" And I quit, but I learned some things. The first thing I learned is I can't do it without my wife. I would not be able to do the crazy things like these ultra marathons without her. From the early mornings, every early morning during the training, to the long runs on Saturday where she'd come out and crew me, to, man, just even at that race, making sure that I had food, taking video, making sure I got to the urgent care, making sure I stayed alive after when I got sick. She is my rock. She's my number one supporter. She literally was behind any crazy thing that I want to do, and without her it wouldn't be possible. So Brianna, thank you so much for everything that you do. And I also learned that I have limits, that my body has limits, which I did not think so before, but I learned that sickness can take you out. You can plan for everything, but you can't plan for sickness. And you know, it's just part of it. DNFing is part of it. And so I'm excited. I'm hungrier than ever. I just got done with a little speed workout today, a little 3-mile speed workout out here. The sun is shining, totally different conditions from when I left you. But I'm excited and I'm ready for 2024. I'm ready for some more videos. So y'all stay with me. Hopefully the videos will get better. Hopefully the races will get better, and we'll have some fun. Thanks for watching my video.